Oh, okay, that's great. Thank you.
server muted. Again, please mute your mic. Alright. So, people can just come in when they want to. But I want to clear up this issue that is happening between me and Ted currently. So I'm going to just go through what happened that day and what I did to try to stop this issue from happening, but he doesn't really care. So basically, it started off with Carnia going into the question and order Discord and basically talking shit about me. So I call her out in the general chat. I'm like, why are you talking shit? Like what gives you the right to talk shit if... And then she claims that it's her order. It's not mine, it's hers. That's what she's been claiming for the past few weeks. So a few days go on, and then I finally add her in the general Discord, and I'm like, look, you know, you gotta stop. And then she just continues insulting me and insulting, you know, Rome and how it operates and all this stuff. So I'm like, all right. So then she starts insulting me and stuff. So I'm like, dude, you're ugly. You look like Miss Piggy. Like, you know, you look like a fucking Shrek. Like, get out of my swamp, dude. And I was just going off on her because, and I didn't even mean it as a joke. I just meant it to get her to shut up and like learn her place. Because just because she's online dating, Ted does not give her the right to talk crap about me and get away with it. So, okay, so a few hours go by and Ted leaves, yada yada. So at night, I messaged Ted on Snapchat. I'm like, look, I know I shouldn't have said what I said. Like, I get that, you know, it wasn't the brightest thing or the nicest thing to say. But, like, I did basically apologize to Ted on Snapchat. So look, I send streaks late because I go to bed late, so that's just when I send my streaks, so I'll just say it that. But yeah, so basically, I apologize to Ted on Snapchat. He says that's okay, and then he makes this video basically saying all these derogatory comments on me, you know, insulting me, posting my pictures, posting my, you know, saying my real life name and all of this shit, and saying that I can't hold a stable relationship. Well, last time I checked, every day I got online, it'd either be the question order call, chat, or this Roman general chat. And I'm pretty much sure a lot of you guys remember going into this general chat and seeing Ted and Carnia fighting almost every day. I'm sure all of you guys remember that. So he goes and he says, I have unstable relationships. Well, I can say this right now. I do recall me and Kenzie having a pretty stable relationship for the past 3 months. But we don't go into the chats when we have issues. We talk it out like a normal couple should. No, but what Ted and Carnia does is they threaten to leak each other's nudes. They threaten to all of this shit. I'm like, that's not needed in the general chat, because you have to keep in mind, he was a community manager. He was supposed to be representing the community. How is saying that you're going to leak a girl's nudes, that by the way is underage, so he can be put in jail for that? That's not a good, that's not, you know, that's not something I want my community to look like. I don't want it to look like, you know, a Game of Thrones group or something. I want it to look like, you know, we actually are here to do a job. So, I believe Carnia's 16 and he's 17. So it's not really, you know, it's like a year difference. And then to clear up the point on his video when he was like, I asked her to meet up with me, what really did happen was, do any of you guys remember Steven Syntaxius Opus Codex? Well, he was a developer for this Rome, and I was going down to Orlando to go to Universal Studios, and Carnia happened to be in the calls, and this was before she was with Ted or anything. And I was like, all right, so I'm going there. Me and Syntaxius might meet up. My friend Joshua, we met up. It was just simple as that. I was like, do you want to come to Universal Studios and meet up or something? So that's basically all I said. I didn't go into her DMs and beg her to go. He just over exaggerates the point. He spends 11 minutes making a video about me for something that shouldn't have even been done, because in the first place, I apologized to him on Snapchat. I was the bigger man. I went to apologize and basically say that I'm sorry, that I shouldn't have really said that about Carnia, because, it wasn't really my authority, or wasn't really, me being who I really am. So I apologized to him. Then he makes this video. And then he continuously posts pictures of me in the chat, in his Great Family Discord. He posts info of people, posts people's real names, and I don't recall us doing that to him. So I never really kicked him out of the group. He left on his own. And I know where Ted lives. I know what he looks like. I don't send his pictures, his real life info. I don't send it everywhere, because that's not how you want to put your name on this website or Discord or whatever. You want to make yourself look like a role model, a leader in front of your group of people, right? So clearly that day, I had a lot going on. I'm not going to get into it. It doesn't really matter. But I was not in the best of mood, So yeah, I did call her ugly. But again, why did it have to come into this situation? Why did this have to turn into a war over someone calling her ugly? Because I do remember, and Sophia can back me up on this, he basically said in the general chat that he wants Sophia to die and that he's going to inject her with fluids to kill her. This was in the general chat. This was in the general chat. So Sophia, please unmute your mic and explain to everyone here what he'd said in the chat.
Oh, it was in the Senate chat.
Okay, Senate chat doesn't really matter. It's still the Roman Discord.
Yeah, well, it was because he was mentioning, he was just talking about how his relationship isn't toxic and shit, and that I was going at him because I was tired of him making all of his problems public, and that he was wondering why people were trying to get into his shit. And so I guess he had enough of me saying that, so he just went calling me like a whore and shit, and then said for me to go inject myself with lethal fluids and kill myself. It was...
Now, yeah. So that's what he said to Sophia. And Sophia is generally a really nice person. Unless you're Sarge, then she's not gonna be nice to you.
True.
I'm not okay. But yeah. So I just wanted to make this clear that what he's saying is not the truth. And I have his points that he is stating is completely contradictory. He's saying I do not have a stable relationship. Whereas, well, stable relationships technically, you don't threaten to leak someone's nudes like he's been doing. They don't, all of this stuff. And
not to mention the fact he constantly verbally abuses her.
Let me just he verbally abuses her, makes her feel like shit, but they're desperate for someone to love, so they're going to stay together. Me, I could really give, two shits about online dating. I don't do that as much as I used to anymore. Like, I've had Kenzie for 3 months, but after this is basically just done. I don't really care anymore, because I don't really have things to do that. And originally the whole reason why I came to Roblox in the first place was because my life wasn't all that great. And I'm not going to be dramatic. I'm not going to, go deep into this. I really do not care. But my goal was to make a community where people could come together, make friends, and in the meantime, kind of role play ancient Rome. Because me, I've always had an interest in ancient Rome. I've never really lost interest in it. If you've been a follower of me for a good while, you'll know I was switching group like every other day. But that's because I really wanted to just find a kind of genre or something that would just suit me more. And I've always just loved ancient history. I've always loved the culture that it shows. I've always, the Senate of Rome, we still use that today. Basically, some of the standards that they used. There's a lot that came from ancient Rome that we use today. So that way, that kind of just interested me. Like, why would we use something that's like 2,000 years old? Why not make something new? That's what's like that got me into an interest into it. And people are posting pictures of me, but quite frankly, I don't know if any of you guys care, but I really do not care if someone sends a picture of me, because not only is it low, but like a good amount of you guys would probably not, like your pictures leaked. But at first, I'd have really had a problem with it, because I didn't really want a lot of people, especially a community this big, to know what I look like. But after a while, I was like, damn, if people really save pictures of me, I guess they have some gay crush on me or something. Because I mean, damn, the amount of pictures that Ted saves of me, I swear, motherfucker, he must be gay or something. He must just be using Carnia as a cover up or something, man. But I I really don't care what people think about me, because if you have a problem with me, you should go into DMs and talk to me about it, instead of of making this into a big situation. But Ted's going to deny it, but you all can agree that the main reason why his YouTube channel got popular was because of videos made about our group and myself. That's the main reason why his videos got popular, because of Belgica and all this stuff. And people just have problems with me because they do not like how I run this group. Ted was asking me to rank him Capite Provincies so he could have direct edit access to the game. Previously, I had trust issues with Ted, because just because he came here and made free GFX, sure, I'm grateful for that. I mean, I don't know many people that would do that. But I just don't like, because last time I gave edit powers to someone, we all know what happened. We all know what happened with old Germania and how it got leaked, and how almost every single Rome now has it and uses it, and then claims that they made it and not me. I've spent so much money on this group that I'm not going to waste any time in progressing it. There's going to be people that come along and tell us that we cannot do this, we cannot do that. There's going to be people like Ted that like to put me down, or at least try to put me down, for an irrelevant comment that I made on his girlfriend, that I guess he claims he didn't online date at once, because he claims that now, because they met up in real life, then it's not online dating. Well, that's what you call a long distance dating, because they don't see each other every day. So technically you could count that as online dating still, if you think about it, right? But I'm not really going to get into that. I myself, I do not have a problem with Ted. I do not have a problem with the Great Family. I never really did. It's
Then
just it's just a majority of the Great Family decides to try to put people down. Earlier in the year, Ted and some others sent pizzas to Sarge's house and threatened to DDoS him, SWAT him. And Sarge, he's a really loyal person, and he's young, and he doesn't deserve the treatment that he's getting from these people. And people think that just because, you know, the great family is, you know, sometimes, exiled or something like that, it's not really because of how I feel, but it's how my community feels as a whole. Because I don't know about you, but if one of my friends was being threatened to get swatted, I take the initiative. And I um I did take the initiative. I handled Sarge getting all of his stuff leaked. I stepped in. I got people to step in. People stepped up for Sarge. Sarge might be what you people think a meme, but if you actually talk to him and get to know him a lot, he's a really cool person. And no matter what you ask him to do, he'll do it for you because he knows it's for the betterment of this group, right? And there's people that come and go that have issues with the group, and that's fine. If you have issues with the group, please let me know. Please let someone know, and we can work to fix it. But then there's people that come here and want to destroy our group by either AAing it, DDoSing it, you know, basically forcing people in our group to do things for them. Like, it got bad a year ago when we had the Agnark situation where he would force members of the group to give him money, or he would SWAT them or DDoS them. This was how this community was being ran almost a year ago. I took the initiative and I exiled him out of the group. I risked my life basically because if you get swatted, there's a chance that you might get shot. So I took the initiative and I basically exiled the guy out of the group, and that saved a lot of people. A lot of people didn't lose their money. They got saved. Cinna, he got swatted a few times from Agnark. But see, people just like to put down others because of either what they look like, how they sound, how they act. It just doesn't make sense to me. And basically, the reason why I brought you all here is to let you guys know that, there's people out there that are going to come here, that are going to make our group look bad, that are going to basically try to fuck us over or make people feel bad in here. But me personally, after being cyberbullied for a good 2 years, I am against it. I've been working on ways to fix myself. I have literally done as much as I can to help people, but I was cyberbullied by people like Agnark. Ted is known as Great Alexander. I can't really remember everyone, but I know it was a good amount of the Great Family and stuff like that. But that really doesn't affect me because I learned that, people are always going to be jealous of something that you have. And none of you guys here should ever listen to someone else if they say something bad about you, whether it be calling you fat, making fun of your stuttering, or how you look. You yourself are a special person, and you can make it far in your life, okay? So I don't want any of you guys here thinking that you're not worth it, because you are, and nothing will ever stop you with doing anything you want. All right? Because I really wanted to make this call to basically announce to you guys that, I might be being, our group might be looking bad sometimes, but, it won't change our group and how we act and how we feel and how we move forward. Because sure, we lost Ted, okay, but he helped us a lot, and I'm going to agree with that. But he also threatened people, leaked people's information. So there's always a good side and a bad side of people, and no matter what, you're always going to have that in a person. So, I'm just glad that the people that were at risk of being swatted or DDoS and stuff are safe now. and I'm willing to take the hit to protect my group members because, you know, all of you guys really mean a lot. You've helped me out. You've been there for me when I was, you know, down. No, DDoS is when they turn off your internet, and then doxed is when they leak your information online. So, yeah. So making this call, it's not about me. It's not about how I feel. It's really not about that. It's about letting you guys know that this group will never die and it'll always grow bigger. And even if something happens to me, someone will take the initiative and do this for me. Okay? Whether it be, you know, anyone. It doesn't really matter. Because I myself, in a year or two, I'm going to college for 4 years, and I'm making a move. And I'm never really gonna leave this group. I'm never gonna, you know, sell the group, because this group is a special community, if I could say that much. It's
hell yeah!
it's a special community that you don't really find many places on Roblox, because, you know, sure, we act immature, but when we're meant to be serious, we take the job serious. You know, our group has been, you know, so targeted against so many different families and groups that, like, I can't even count them on my fingers. Like, I don't really care if after this speech, or whatever you want to call it, if you guys get anything from this. It's not meant for that. It's meant that, you know, see, people like Captain, they try to put us down. Captain Neil will, saying that it's a meme. I mean, like, people like that aren't needed, but they try to make themselves look like they are. Like, I'm just saying that, you know, the stuff that Ted is probably going to say in his Great Family Discord, his videos, yada yada, that I in no way have an intention of striking back at him or something. You know, Sarge, don't do your imperial investigations. Let's just no. We're good with that. We're not going to strike back, because that's going to make us look worse as a person, worse as a group. You know, if Ted wants to be that person that puts people down, that, like, leaks their information, their pictures, so be it. That's what his name is going to be on Roblox, or on Discord, or on Skype, or wherever he speaks. People are going to know him for doing that, and that's going to lose trust and faith into him, basically. You know, I'm not, like, you know, this group, it's gone so far. This Discord community has grown so far. I've made so many more friends that I've had before I had this group. You know, I've learned to never give up no matter what happens, because when I was first starting off on Roblox, I did make a group called Roman Empire RE. Some of you guys might remember it. At its height, it got 2,000 members. It was around 2015, 2016. I did, you know, some people do remember Roman Empire RE. I still own it to this day. But in the starting stages of it, I trusted people. I put a lot of trust into people. I gave them exiling powers. Which, if some of you don't know, it's when you kick someone. It's just some people don't know that, so I just want to let that know. Basically, I went offline one night thinking that I could trust someone that, you know, looked like someone that could be trusted. So I went to bed, woke up the next morning. I had 500 members. That was a lot for me, because that was one of my first groups. All right. I had 500 members, and then all of them got exiled overnight. Every single person got exiled. I got back online, and I had one person in that group, and that was me.